Hey, there you are. Where have you been? It's been a while since I've seen you. Oh, me? Alright, yeah, I guess it's me. I've been gone for a little while. Been really busy with work. The weather here in Western New York has been totally atrocious. The temperatures have been 0 and below. It's been, these last few weeks have been pretty harsh. Then I took the weekend and went up to see my son Cody. Me and my one son and a good buddy of mine went up to give him a hand doing some construction work on his house. We hung some drywall, trimmed out a few windows, did some electrical work for him, and I just got back last night. So my videos would have been just repetitious anyways because I've been plowing. I figured I had enough of those on here for a while. So today, I just got back last night from Michigan. I got to unload all this stuff out of the back of my truck. Then we need to fix my tractor. I broke a throttle cable. It froze on me about 2 weeks ago. I ordered it. It just came in. So we're going to get that little project done as soon as I unload these tools. Let me get these unloaded and I'll be right back with you. All right, the tools are all unloaded. I'm back over here on the patio where the tractor is. I'm going to attempt to put on this throttle cable. We'll tear this thing apart and see how things go. A couple weeks ago when I was out using this thing, it was working fine. I actually shut the tractor off no more than 5 minutes while I unloaded some stuff out of the bucket. I hopped back on it, fired it up, and went to move the throttle, and it snapped. So it froze up within 5 minutes. It was like 4 degrees outside that day, so must have had a little moisture in the cable. I've had a little issue with it sticking before, but the tractor engine seems to warm it up, but it didn't keep it thawed that time. So I'm gonna tear the dash apart right there and then come down here, and right there's the injector pump. Throttle linkage is right there. Have to unhook that one cable and take it off and put the new one on. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to fire this up first and raise up the bucket. So it's this back one I gotta get. That's the one that's broke. This is the one for the foot throttle. So it doesn't look too bad to get, except I have to get up under the dash. So there's a side panel that comes off over here. Hopefully that allows me access as soon as I open that up there. Take this piece off and we should be able to see where it is. Let's get going. Okay, I got one of mechanics' best friends. You really need to have these magnetic plates. When you take off your bolts, you stick them in there so you don't lose them. And so let's start taking this apart. You always wonder, these things never break when it's 70 and sunny out. It's always got to be middle of the winter time. Today, actually, it is 46 degrees out. Yesterday morning, it was minus 15 here. I was still in Michigan, but as I got closer to home, the temperature kept going up and up and up, so here we are, for a day at least. Temperature's supposed to go back down again starting tomorrow, but I'll take a day of this. We need to melt off some of this snow and get things to settle down a little. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to pull the key mechanism out of here too. All right, be right back. Gotta go get a tool for that. Okay, I'm back. Specialized tool here. An adjustable ignition switch wrench. Oop. See if this unscrews. Hopefully it does. Perfect. Just like that. Pull that off. Now I can get down in here. So there's the cable. Of course, you can see how bowed it is, and it doesn't do anything because it's broke. Matter of fact, it's all right there. See, it's rusty. Must have got moisture in there. Finally wore out. Now the hard part is, I don't know if you can see down in there, a little hole way down in there. That little thing's got to come out of there. So there's the cable, and it's gotta figure out how that thing unsnaps out of there. This might take a second, so I'm gonna set you back up here while I look this over. All right, I got it unhooked from that one end. this little groove on here, it snaps into a thing there, a steel bracket, and just clips in there. I had to get a hammer and a little punch because it's in there pretty tight. It'll take a punch to drive it back in, and then it snaps into place. Now I'll just feed it through this hole, and we'll unhook it down here at the engine and put the new one on. And I know that it's a little dark there, but we'll get by. First of all, I know you guys are going to complain, those out there, because I don't have my loader locked up. Well, I can't get it high enough to get this thing in here with the ceiling on this building. So we're just going to have to leave it in God's hands today. I do take precautions whenever possible. I'm not stupid about things, but sometimes it just calls for getting in there, getting the job done, quick, easy. I know my equipment, yes, it could fall, anything could happen, but I could get hit by a truck going across to the mailbox too. So every now and then, I'll sidestep something to get a job done. So, and if you say you've never done that, then you're probably pretty much not telling us the full truth. So, with that being said, I'm all ready to take the old one out. There's these 2 bolts on the end of this, or nuts I mean. They're 10 millimeters. I'm only going to loosen one on the tractor. When I take it out, I'll measure the threads and set the stop one, and then tighten it down on the other side to assure that I get the same pull when I put it back in and hook it up. So let's get this one off. Possibly. If I can get the wrench on there. Kind of a tight fit in there. I may have to take the outside one off to get to that one. Okay. This is the foot throttle one. I'm just going to loosen and set it out of the way without changing any of the distance on them bolts. Now I can loosen this one and get it out of here. So all it takes. You unhook this rubber attachment that's on the front. That's what holds it down in there. Don't lose it and don't break it, because it won't lock on tight. If you do, that goes over and snaps down on your cables. Okay. There, got it. The old one's out. Let's feed the new one through there and hook it up. Let me take a little rubber thing and set it over here so I do not lose it. Let's make sure these are the same. They appear to be same length. Now I got to get it up through this hole in here. Which is right there, and that might be a little tricky in itself. Okay, let's see if I can feed it through the other way. It might be easier that way. I don't know if I can because those nuts are on there. Oh, yep, cool. Beautiful, just like that. Excellent. All right. Now, where's the old one so I can get the measurement on this cable and get the screws or bolts where I need them to be. Okay, that should be right there. And of course, I pulled it up too far. Put it behind this dipstick. Right there. Let's snug her down. All right. Put the other one back in there and snug that one down too. Now you can change how far this thing pulls and releases by adjusting these two nuts on here. They were pretty much where they needed to be, so I'm not going to mess with them until I run the tractor, and I think it'll be just fine the way it is. Okay, let's snap this little rubber thing back on here. That'll hold these all in place. Just like that. Okay. Foot throttle one works. Now we'll go back to the other side and hook up everything under the dash. Okay. Now that the thing that clamps in there, once you put that in there, you need to squeeze those two ears together. There is not much room. Good. I think I got it, believe it or not. Now, to get the old cable off of here, there's a little cotter key in the back. See that right there? I got it pushed up now. Pull that out of there. There's going to be a washer on the end of that, so you got to be careful. I got the old one off. Right there's the washer on the end of it. Set that down so I don't lose it. All right, the old one's out. Now I just put this is the old one, but I'll put the new one back on. You slide it on, slide the washer onto the end, and then put the cotter key back in, and it should work. We'll fire up and see. Okay, the cable's on. Little washer. Now I can find the hole, I'll be all set. Right there. Okay, that was easy enough. Get the cotter key in there, bend it around so it can't come loose and out of there. And let's see. Okay, that pulls back. Let's fire the tractor up and see if the throttle works. Nope, can't quite fire it up. I need my key. Okay. Okay, it works perfect. Idle's a little high. I'll adjust it down by those nuts on the front there. I'll lengthen it out a little bit so it'll let it go out, idle down a little further. But it's good to go. It's only 1100 RPMs. There's nothing wrong with that until I can get a chance to get it out of here, let it warm up, and then I'll set the idle. But for now, we're going to go and put everything back together. I'll button this up and I'll be right back. Alright, got it all together, just tightening down a couple screws here, put the handle back on. We'll be good to go. All right, keys back in the ignition so I don't lose it. And one little zip tie we're going to put around these two cables to hold them over here so they're not rubbing on anything. We'll zip tie them right to the oil dipstick there, and that'll keep them from rubbing on anything, keep them out of the way, and we should be good to go. Okay, that project's done. It was nice to do something other than plow snow and stuff and have some decent temperatures. It's the middle of February. Hopefully things are going to start to change here, warming up a little bit. Another month of winter and we should be starting to get rid of all this, which would be nice. I got a few other things I want to get done to the tractor here. I need to get a new seat belt put on it, plus I need a new seat on it. So we're going to get those changed out sometime in the next month. But as for now, that's it for today. Glad you guys could come along. It was good seeing you again. We'll talk to you a little later. Have yourself a good evening, and God bless.